Hey, you guys, it's Saturday night, and you know it's me, the girl, SC Bookgal 843. We got some music going on right there. Welcome to another show of SC Bookgal The Drinks Chat. So, tonight, I'm just going to talk to you guys about all the adventures that we have coming up next year in 2025. Okay. So, first, I would like to thank you guys for being here with me for 2024. This has been the year of complete blessing. God has been doing some crazy things, and I'm just here for the ride. Okay. Second of all, I am just so delighted in everything that we'll be having going on in 2025. Okay. So, first, okay, I know last year we were supposed to do the AAALAC Chasing Your Dreams book tour, but unfortunately, because of unforeseen circumstances with our producer, we had to cancel it. But y'all know we coming back, right? Y'all know we coming back in March, right? So in March, we will be here in Charleston, South Carolina, okay? We will be here. So all you guys who have signed up, we got you. If you want to still come back and be with us, we got you. But we do have space for those who have not signed up. This is going to be a beautiful March. And y'all know March in Charleston is beautiful. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, like it's bone chilling cold down here in Charleston, y'all. Now, when I say bone chilling, it's like 30 something degrees down here. I ain't for it. Okay. So, March. The dates will be announced later in January, okay? Also, AAALAC and SC Bookouts, we are doing 55 authors. So you got to get to represent your state, okay? Every state is going to be represented. Here's how you can represent your states, okay? You can either be born from that state, the setting of your book is in that state, or you can live in that state. So that's three ways you can claim that state. And guess what? We have one author per state. So that state is yours. So you're going to get a chance to be in a blog. You're going to be a chance to be in a special edition of our magazine. And then you'll also get a chance to be interviewed by either me or our producer, the Queen of Collaborations. So that's another thing we got going on. All right. Then we got the 100 authors to watch out for in 2025. Now, you guys, for you who are new authors, this is a chance for you to get your book out there. Okay. You will be in a group of the most influential, as they say, for us here in the Spires Office Magazine. And I think this will be year three. The first year we're doing it, but year three as a magazine. So that is such a it's such a wonderful thing to have that um chance to have your book in here. Okay. So um without further ado, of course, it's a Saturday night, and we have another book for you. Okay, you guys? I have author Lashanda Moore, and she will be talking about her book, which is a second chance love called Accepting Destiny. Come on up, girlie. Come on up. So while we get her to come up, she's going to talk to us about her book. And there you can see on the side of the screen is the I am one of 100 authors. And we're having a little technical difficulty. So I'm going to keep going because we got much more coming up. Okay, you guys? Oh, there she is. Hello. So, no, I can't hear you, sweetheart. Unmute, unmute yourself.
Okay.
All right. So, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, I'm a mother of three, mid 40s. I started writing like seriously, I guess, taking it seriously as a career once I was 40 years old. Like to travel. Um, I don't know. I love reading books. I guess that, of course, sparked my love for writing books. Um, Pretty much, I don't know. I guess I think I would say I'm in my relaxed girl era because I'm like mid 40s and I just like to relax. Anything
Okay.
that takes too much energy, I'm not.
I can see that. I think a lot of people are going to that relaxed mode now. And I want to say it's because of all the things that have been going on lately that people are like, you know what? I got to step back, deal with me for a second, and then I'll become able to come back and be for you. So I understand you said that you're a reader. Okay. What book is on your nightstand or the book you are currently reading?
Okay, so the book that's on my nightstand is so crazy. It's Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. That's what's on my nightstand, but my Kindle is always also on my nightstand. And so I'm reading The Devious Date by Simone, and I just finished The Answer Is No. I forgot the author's name. It was my first time reading some of his work, and his name just completely slipped my mind.
Well, okay. So since I don't know if my book is going to show you guys, but here is it's not- there he is. Yeah, so yeah, Patrice read crazy books like this. I saw this one on my library shelf, and I'm like, oh yay! My boss said, "I know you would have gotten it. I know you. That's just you." Yeah. So, second chance loves. Whoo, boy, look at you. Why second chance? If it didn't work out the first time, why go back again? So, why did you feel that that was important to have that as the center of your book?
Okay, so for me, I used to be the type of person, I was the same way. It's like a second chance romance, no way. If it didn't work out the first time, then no spinning the block. But in the two characters' particular case in this story, I wanted to write a second chance romance that wasn't, that they actually weren't in a relationship, that they had chemistry and they had a moment and they never got to explore it before. So I wanted to explore that side of the second chance. Because like the two characters, she was his best friend's high school sweetheart. So she was in a relationship with his best friend in high school. So it was no way they could be together anyway. But they shared that, that kiss on prom night. So I kind of want to explore that.
Oh, not the prom night kiss. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember mine. Thank God my mom was dead. She don't need to know. Sorry, mom. So, tell us about your characters and let's start with the ladies first. Tell us a little bit about her.
Okay. Sanai. So Sanai, okay, so a funny fact is usually when I write my books, my titles and my character names, they usually come first and I don't change them. From idea to publication, they stay the same. But with this book, I changed her name three times. Like her name didn't stay the same until we got to the third draft of the story. And the first reason was because a fellow author of mine, she had released a book, and when I read the book, it had the same character, character name as my main character. So I was like, okay,
Gotcha.
do that. So then when I changed her name in the second draft, I said, okay, what's called Accepting Destiny. Let's just name her Destiny. But as I was getting through the draft and I was writing more, I was like, nah, that name, it just didn't fit her as a character. So by the time I made it to the third draft, I was like, Sanai, okay, this worked for her.
Okay.
Feisty, like, like Sanai Latham. Like she just had this feistiness about her. And it just fit. So her name ended up being Sanai. So I kept that. Um, but she's a woman who was left home, went to college, um, was with the guy in college. They got married. They started a life together. They didn't have kids, and then he cheated on her. And so they end up getting divorced, and she ended up moving out of the house, the dream home that they picked out, and moved in with her best friend. And so she's a character that's like a lot of women out here that's been through a divorce or been through a relationship that they've been in long term for many years. And once they it's dissolved, it's like they really don't know who they are. You know, they
That's
just they pick up the pieces of who they used to be, basically.
that's the vibe that I was getting, that she was at that point of that crossroad points, like, okay, I'm no longer in this relationship, so like, who am I? Where do I go from here? That's the vibe that
Yeah,
I was getting. So okay, so I was right. Okay, cool beans, cool beans.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so that's where she was at. She was trying to pick up the pieces essentially to her life again. Her marriage, that became her identity. So once that was over, it was just like, okay. So
Yeah.
and then let's see, for him, Armand Armand was special because I didn't want him, okay, just like I didn't want her to be bitter from her divorce. I wanted her to be hurt, and I wanted her to be able to feel it, and I wanted her to be able to get through it. But I didn't want her to be bitter as a result, because then it would have been hard for her to fall in love again. Like, that's not realistic for somebody to be coming out of a marriage and then they bitter and they hate men, and then all of a sudden now you just run into this guy and it's all, no, that's not how it works. So I had to make sure she wasn't bitter, but that she just needed a change of environment. Right.
Okay.
So I wanted her to just have a change of environment, to get out of the environment that she had been in. And for him, uh, it was like he was dealing with grief, but he was to a point where I think he kind of pushed it down and buried it so that he would have. It wasn't that he wasn't okay with it, because he was okay with it. He had accepted it and all that stuff. But when it came time to him to move on and to seek love again, he hadn't moved on well
He
enough.
wasn't over it. It to me, it
Right.
seems
He
like
didn't realize that.
he he was trying to push himself to move forward, but he still had that memory of
Yeah.
past, and it was like he was fighting against his heart
Right.
in his mind.
Right.
That's the battle that I got when I was reading it.
Right. Right. And it was because I mean, like his music, and like with his music, that's why I inserted the part about him expressing himself through his music and how he couldn't write a song. You know, like he had been stuck on this song. He had came up with the melody. He would play it on his guitar all the time. But once he get to a certain part as to formulating the words, he wasn't able to do that. So yeah.
So with him, I kept on hearing, when you had that part, I was thinking the Aaron Hall song, "I Missed You." That's what was going on with me.
Sorry.
Oh no, you good. That's what was going on with me,
Mhm.
because I heard that and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm hearing that Aaron Hall, 'I Miss You' song." Like,
Yeah,
okay,
right. That vibe. Yeah.
yeah, okay, no, I ain't crazy. I ain't crazy.
Yeah. No, he definitely, because I was toying with the idea of when I originally wrote the first draft, which was a year and some change ago. I actually wrote the first draft and another book that's in the series that won't be coming out to next year in 2023. But I put them to the side because I had group projects and collaborations and a bunch of other stuff that I did. So I did like maybe 3 or 4 projects in between, actually going back to these stories and writing them, and fleshing them all the way out. And I originally wanted, I was toying. Okay, I was toying with the idea of either she left him or she passed away. And it was at first I was like she passed away, and I was like, nah, maybe she gonna leave him because she want to pursue the music career and she doesn't want to stay in a small town. And
Right.
then I was like, nah, he need to have some type of loss, a little more significant than that, because he was a successful man. He was handsome. He was a really nice guy. Like, it was easy for him to get somebody else. You know, he had to have something that was more, a little bit more detrimental. You know, a
Yeah,
little,
because it had to be something that would be hard for him to replace.
right.
Because if it was a girl and it was like, all right, cool, that's fine, we can keep on going.
Yeah.
But it had to be something that would have placed that hurt that
Hmm.
needed for this book to continue.
Right.
Gotcha. See, I was reading. I wasn't supposed to be reading, y'all, but I was reading. Your cover art. I love this poster. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. And it's funny because I bought the covers. Um, wow. After I wrote the story, because I have she's an author as well, a well-known author, and she designs a lot of covers. Whether a lot of people know that or not, she designs a lot of the covers for the books in our indie space.
Mhm.
And like I was just when I went to her when I finally found her, and I went to her website, and I had got like maybe one or two covers from her. But once I finished writing the first two books, well, now to be the first and the third, because I slipped in and wrote another one, but to be the first and the third books, I said I just want to get covers with couples, because I want when people to look at the covers, I want them to know, to make no mistake, that it's a romance. It's about black characters. It's a small town, so I had all those things in mind. So imagine that, and then I go to her website, and then I find this cover. And I'm like, okay, so like this, everything that I wanted, couples, black, small town vibes, and it was just there. I just couldn't pass it up, so I got the covers, and
Okay. So
so like it was meant. The covers was meant for me, so I didn't have to get custom covers.
cool. Let me ask you a question about that because there's a little I wouldn't say controversy, but I would say some dialogue that's going on about covers. Okay. Now I just recently helped someone publish their book, and I asked the person who I purchased the cover from, will this cover be duplicated? And she was like, I don't duplicate my cover. She said it real snarly. So, are you ever afraid that you will see your cover again? Or, I mean,
Okay, so in my experience, it wasn't that I was afraid that I was going to see the covers again. It's more so the cover models. You'll see like
ah,
different covers, and they'll have different. It'll be a different. It can have two different people on it, a whole different background, because they'll go in and they'll change a lot of stuff. But a lot of times when you run into covers that way, it's because the stock images. It's not a lot of stock images out there with black people. So you either have to set up and do your own photo shoots and get the black people, or you have to go in and find the stock images, pay for them, get the licenses for them, and different things like that. So that's why a lot of people are now starting to use AI, because you can literally type in the prompts on how you want the characters to look, and it'll spit it out, and you can tweak it from there. So,
yes, and that is true because I surely snapped a couple of from a young lady who
oh
was
yeah,
posting some AI covers
oh
that
yeah.
she just started using AI and she was like, I won't be using these, but anybody can claim them. And I was like, oh, let me get that one, that one, that one. She's like, hey, I'll send you them all because I'm just learning how to do it. And I was like, well, you know what? It was like, give me your information, I'll give you my information, stuff like that. But I do understand what you're saying with the models because there is this one. I haven't seen her lately, but there's this one light skinned chick who always has a gun, and I was sick and tired of seeing her on almost everybody's cover. It had to be at least once a month or
Mhm.
twice a month. She would be bending over with the gun. And I'm like, look, man, can y'all please get somebody else? Can you
Like
darken her skin tone or something?
like this cover here. I had this
Uh-huh.
cover. The book is 3 years old, and it had a different cover on it before, and then I got it changed maybe about 6 months in. But this cover is nice. But I've seen variations with this same young lady. But they do different stuff with the covers. They'll go from a different angle. They'll add something in. Like yeah. You'll see it. You'll see it. But because now, like I said, with the AI, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's now you won't see it as much now. You won't see it as much now. You'll see different they'll have the hair done and different things like that, but they're
Right.
working hard to make sure that they create covers that are more I
And
don't know.
I have to admit now, I'm really enjoying that the covers that people are now creating. I've seen them becoming more creative with it. It's not the same urban image with the hood car in the back and half dress. Nah, I ain't saying nothing wrong with those because
Right,
that's gonna be the books I choose, okay, people? But
right, right,
to
right, right.
see the variations is it's really nice. And then I'm gonna talk from the flip side of working. Um, there are one young lady came to me, she said, I love to read urban fiction, but I have to be mindful of who I work with.
Yeah.
So she says, when the covers aren't as blatant as they are, she can get away with it. But she said that sometimes she has to literally read with her book like this
Mm-hmm.
because she doesn't want them to see
Mm-hmm.
this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I totally understand that. And she said, "Now, don't get me wrong. There'll be days where I said, look, this is just what I'm reading. This is what I'm reading. But she understands that in some type of environments, that's not appropriate. So
Right.
I do see authors that are now starting to um, rom-com their books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
Or
Mhm,
they're just doing discrete covers. Like you'll get you have the option to get the cover with like say for instance women that write smut and they have man chests on the cover and people don't want to take those books out in public and have people seeing them reading with the big man chests on and
mhm,
so they do discrete covers. So they'll do
mhm.
different. You have the option to order covers that don't have anything on the front, but maybe like some objects or something.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking about. So
yeah.
these two characters, Sanai and Amon, you know how I like to have my games, and we ain't doing no commercials tonight. If they two were together and they were listening to a love song that is the basis of this book in their relationship, what love song would it be?
Hmm. Um.
Ooh, that was a good one, Teresa. I gotta think about that one.
Yeah. Uh. Wow. Um. I know. Okay.
No,
I,
I
I
can't
don't
say
know. I
that.
don't know if really okay. So I don't know if really like for them to. I had this whole when I was doing my marketing when I was in releasing the books. Like I had all these songs picked out, and I played them and flowed through. And it was more of a like old school R&B vibe, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
I had like the Good Girls, like Why the Good Girls Taking All the Time by Joe. Um, uh, what else? We had like Soul Child, um, So Beautiful. What else? Um,
I'm trying to think. Oh, I can't think of one. I'm
right.
really drawing a
Yeah,
blank.
right. My mind is drawing a blank, and I literally, Mirror. Mirror by Justin Timberlake. That was one of the major ones. And one of my other readers, she was like, "Why did you give me a playlist?" Because she was loving all the songs I was putting up there with the copy and stuff when I was marketing it. She was like, "Why did you give me a playlist?" And I was like, uh,
I
"Yeah,
like that.
going off vibes." But yeah, like Mirror by Justin Timberlake. I think that really kind of embodied them because I wanted her to. It had to be somebody like I don't know if you remember the quote in the book where he said when he got jealous when she was getting a little jealous when she went to the bathroom in the lounge and was coming back and some guys was trying to hit on her or whatever and he was like no it's okay because they can't do nothing for her she needs somebody that's new and familiar at the same time right so I had that's what I created. That's when the second chance came in. Like they had to know each other. It had to be somebody that she was familiar with at some point in her life, in order for her to kind of let her walls down to let him in the first place.
I know
But
the song. I got it down.
yeah,
I'm thinking Deborah Cox and RL. We can't be friends. I think the song of it.
yeah, I remember that song. We can't be friends.
I,
Deborah
I,
Cox.
I
Yeah,
think I think we might be rolling with that. But then I'm hearing it's not even a love song. It's Kelly Rowland and what's Sierra Baby Daddy. Never end.
Nelly.
No, oh my God. She had a song called Never End.
Oh, and Future.
Future. Yeah.
Future. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that. Okay. Okay. So now we got to talk about these characters and who they're going to be in real life. So,
Yeah.
um, if I'm inviting them to Thanksgiving dinner, what is Shania going to be eating? She going to be eating turkey. She going to be eating ham.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I see her as a turkey person.
A turkey person.
Yeah. I can't see her as eating ham because to me, another thing in the book, she seems like she was strong willed, but also fragile at the same time. So that's another thing. And it was like, I want it, I want it bad, but I ain't got time for it because it's ain't work.
Mm-hmm.
That's another vibe that I got from her on the flip side. Like when they started their interactions, that's one of the things that was coming through to me. So tell us, where can we get this book? Where can we find this book? How we can follow you, and what do you have coming up?
Okay. You can find this book like the rest of my books are on Amazon. On my author page with Sandra Moore. I have a website also, sandamore.com, but I don't sell my books direct. So when you go there, it's just like my bio and break down to some of my books, which actually I don't even think I put this one up there. But you can find all my books on Amazon. This was actually the first book in the fictional town of Miami Falls series. So the second one will be coming out on December 12th. So it drops 12/12, and it's a part of 12 Days of Black Christmas. So myself and about 15, 14 or 15 other indie Black authors are putting together 12 Days of Black Christmas. So we'll be releasing from the 12th through the 24th of December.
Well,
And
ooh,
the next book after that will be the third book in the series, and it comes out in March of 2025. So for me, my next two books will be in this little fictional town that I took a year and some change creating.
well, you make sure you let me know about that 12 days of Christmas. I'm liking that. All these different indie, and then the fact that they are indie authors, there's something about me in the relationship with these indie authors. Like, they be bringing it now. Like, I don't even want to go to the major publishing houses anymore. I love the fire in that hunger that comes from these indie authors. So please let me know who in this group is going to be doing that, so I could be right there with my Kindle that got all those books from Be Love. Thank you, girl. So, but I thank you for joining me tonight. And we always keep in contact with each other. However, I may help, just let me know. So, thank you again. And you guys, once y'all go out there and grab Accepting Destiny, that is out now. And make sure you pay attention to that 12 Days of Christmas. It's another Saturday night. You guys have a great night. Bye.